Sounds good. Aw, that's so cute.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Pretty and Pooch is live. Let's see here. Pretty and Pooch is live.
Whoops.
LaCroix.
I think it's
What is it?
LaCroix.
LaCroix, Guana, El Poly, whatever the heck.
Let me taste it.
Before I get a swig. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon. What's the matter with that?
That's so gross.
Hey, it's sparkling water. But let's see. We got Elaine in the house, the Vineyard Farmhouse, Linda Peterson, T&J Homestead, Kickapoo Crafty. Oh, there's our good friend John Wiggs. Yes, sir. Well, we're in here tonight, and it's hotter than fire as usual around here. We've had a good day. We went and had lunch with the family. Of course, we went to church first, then had lunch with the family, so that's always a good day. And we had Babes. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of Babes Chicken House, but it's all right. It's a pretty good place, actually. But
You know what though? What
Beth Cornett, howdy.
What I noticed about going to Babes after we started eating healthy is that it was a little. I don't know. Everything just tasted unhealthy. You know how stuff doesn't sit well? I mean, it's good food.
Yeah. Even though it's green beans, corn, mashed potatoes, gravy, biscuits. I had catfish. Sometimes I have chicken fried steak or chicken tenders. There's piggy. But yeah, I don't and a salad. And it's just a basic salad with vinegar or whatever dressing, I guess. Vinegar and sugar or something along them. Country style, but it's I don't know, yeah.
Good, but
I've gotten so used to eating fresh. Of course, we never ate like crap anyway, but for the past few weeks, 2 weeks, I've been eating way different than I normally do. So there's Miss Conway, howdy, Treasure Hunter, howdy. But yeah, I've definitely changed my diet up, and everybody's already said I've lost weight. So I don't know. I mean, I can tell it's gone down a little bit. I haven't weighed. I'll weigh tomorrow when I go to work. So I'll see what I'm actually weighing now. But usually I'm around 215, 220. So I've always been in between those two numbers, 215, 220, ever since high school. But the problem is the old waist is a lot bigger than it was in high school. I don't have that fit and trim. It's like I told Pretty the other day. I said, is my 6-pack coming back? I ain't never had a 6-pack, I don't think. So, other than in my hand. But, yeah. But, yep, we're all excited to be here tonight. And I think this might be, probably will be the last Pretty and Pooch show on a Sunday night. I think we're going to shift this over to Thursday nights because, you never know what Pretty's doing on Sundays. And
well, I have to work sometimes on Sunday, and so I don't want to not be here if we're scheduled to be here or come in like late. So his comments are hilarious.
That's right, Piggy.
I just don't want to be late, come in late. So
that's right, John.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Did you see it?
I did. But yeah, so Sunday we just decided to switch nights. That Mike would do his gig or his thing with you guys on Sunday night by himself, and that I would come on Thursdays. Yeah.
Pretty and Pooch show on Thursday. So that'll be good though. Regardless, we want to have fun in here, and hopefully Pretty and Pooch show can be just as entertaining, and I'm sure as this kind of grows, we'll evolve it into what we want it to be on the Pretty and Pooch show. So y'all get ready. We're liable to hit some of y'all up for guests on the show. Again, if you'd like to be on the show with anything you'd like to talk about, hit us up with that too. But definitely going to change this up a little bit on the Pretty and Pooch show. And hopefully Thursday is a good night for all of y'all and everybody can get in and pay attention. So that's what it's about, having fun. That is right. Let's see. I'm trying to watch this.
Thanks everybody for joining. Hi, everybody. And what was kind of cool, or what I noticed yesterday when I was watching Aileen, her live, is I've always wanted to know what what guests look like. And yesterday she had
Linda
Peterson on, and Linda, your voice is so sweet. Like, you're so sweet, and I see that you're on here. But and hi to everybody. But it was so cool to actually see her on live, to actually hear your voice and just get to know you better. Mm-hmm. So,
Joy Stewart. Yeah, it's always cool to put a picture, a face with the picture. And, cool thing is a lot of times we all interact on Facebook as well. So I don't know if I know some of y'all have my personal Facebook page as well as Full Blown Country page. So, but yeah, it's very cool to be able to know these folks, particularly besides just a screen name. I know a lot of folks that do lives, and that's one of the cool things. It's just being able to actually know you, not just from YouTube, but to meet you from YouTube, but get to know you more on a personal basis. That's always cool. So I have been on live TV before, so that is one thing that I have done for years. Miss Peterson.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think she did a lot of production work and on live TV. Isn't that right, Linda? I think that's what I've heard you say before. And so yeah.
Wow.
Of course, I got to watch Elaine and Piggy's video earlier from the get-go, and like I stated in a comment in that video, I like watching stuff like that. I like watching stuff that started from the beginning, and how you guys built your, I guess you'd call it a set, because that's your video production set, and that's cool, really cool, and I like that stuff. And good job, Elaine and Piggy, and good job, Piggy, on your handicraft piddling, because you sure did it up right for Elaine. And I know you like doing right for Elaine anyway, so we all do.
So sweet. Ever since Mike has joined this community, and then I'm not exactly sure how I got involved. Do you remember?
I think just me getting you to come out here with me on a couple lives. The first live, actually, when this baby showed up.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But it's been so interesting and so cool to meet and get to know everybody here. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to Brian, the Vineyard Farmhouse, and just talking about getting to know people better and personally. And it's just, I don't know, it's just it's something to look forward to. That is for sure. I know that for me anyway, it's something to look forward to.
And she watches a lot of y'all's videos now too, as well as if I'm sitting over there watching something, she'll ask me, "Who's that? Who are you watching?" And are they live? So that's fun. That's funny, and she likes to watch y'all's stuff too.
Mm-hmm. John Wick says he's been on live TV too, but it was being handcuffed by the police.
Oh, now don't go telling them stories now. Imagine those are some hairy ones. And Brian, I bet you Pretty would be on one of your shows sometime. So I'm sure we will get you on one of ours at some point, because Pretty is very inquisitive, and she likes to know stuff. So she can really come up with some good questionnaires and all that, right? Mm-hmm. Baby's pretty good at getting down to the bottom of stuff. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that's right.
And Elaine, I'm sure most of y'all wouldn't mind being on here. That'd be awesome to do. It's just that we need to get our plan together a little more planned out and get after it. So
Oh, good, Brian. Brian wasn't feeling very well, and so
Uh-oh.
but he's feeling better now. So that's good.
Uh-huh. Should I have Pretty on by herself or with? It doesn't matter, Brian. You've had
I
me
mean,
on,
I'm
but
fine to come on by myself.
yeah.
But I mean, that's up to you, Brian. I don't want to tell anybody how to do their shows. So.
Uh-huh. Was Brian not feeling well either?
Mm-mm.
Is that what it said
Yeah,
somewhere?
he wasn't feeling well.
I'm feeling better now, Pretty. We can talk when you're ready. Oh man.
Remember I told you he had felt like he'd gotten caught what his mom, what his dad.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it's been here lately, but just of course I haven't been quite the same. My sister-in-law hadn't been quite the same. Just different ailments. My brother-in-law, and we've all been dealing with our own little issues, and it just seems like it's all of a sudden come up on everybody for some reason. I don't know, but I'm trying to get over mine. I go to the doctor again Tuesday, but yeah, I'm definitely trying to get over whatever this is. I'm feeling better, other than my fatigue. So I was able to get out and do a video this weekend, and little drone video, because I got me a new drone, and I thought, oh, you know what? I need to make a picture or a video. So I got out and flew it and kind of played with it and learned it. So good timing to do that, and that was fun. And hopefully I can get some more videos up soon of something.
His mom and Papa went to the casino and they brought home a bug.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's why I stay out of them casinos. The wood chip. BRB gotta hit the wood chips. Yep. But yeah.
What does that mean?
Probably be right back to go to the baño or something. Make a phone call or something.
That's funny.
But yeah, this health issues is for everybody, man. I hope everybody gets over it and gets better and recovers, and it doesn't linger around too long. So we got to take care of ourselves. That's why I'm drinking this LaCroix.
No, it's LaCroix.
LaCroix. I don't know.
It's LaCroix.
It beats a cold snack, I guess. It's healthy wise, so, and they're not too bad. But again, I know I've told y'all a couple times too. I hadn't done crap out here, and me and Pretty, I don't know. We both kind of just on the fence about our t-shirts and all making. I don't know, what's baby think of all that? She kind of feel like I'm done, or no? Oh well,
no,
okay.
No, here's the thing. Is he got us started in this mess, and you know, well, I just, like I said, I don't know. Well, I haven't said this before, but I'll say it. I've been married. Mike is my third marriage. And the first two I married without praying and asking God to lead me to a partner, or if I was to be single forever. And the Lord, it would just be me, the Lord, and my two children, my two biological children, Tristan and Caroline. Then I was happy with that, because my picker obviously is terrible. The first two men that I married, one was an alcoholic and the other was incarcerated, and he made just horrific choices. He was incarcerated, and I didn't even know what he was doing was going on. So after we got divorced, after he was incarcerated, then I just had decided, you know how you have those conversations with God, and I was just talking to him, and I was like, I'm done. I can't pick a man, and so I'm done. I'm going to leave being married or single, up to you. I'm happy to be single, and especially after all that I'd gone through, which is a lot. I won't get into it today, but it was a lot. After my husband was incarcerated, then I just decided I was done. But the Lord had different plans, and he brought Mike to me, thank God. And the one thing that I had never told my ex-husbands is, I'll follow you anywhere you go. I'll follow you anywhere you go, and whatever you want to do, I'll do, and I'll support you. And I had never said that to anybody except for Mike, aka Pooch. And so he decided that he wanted to make t-shirts and do all this. And I was like, okay, hey, yeah, I mean, I'm all in.
Yeah, she's all in.
And said, sure, I'll do it. And then he started buying more equipment. And I was a little nervous about that because when I say I don't think we were all that good, we just hadn't perfected. It wasn't that we're not good. I just didn't think that for me personally, our products, I'm more of a person that if I see it and like it, I'll buy it in bulk and then sell it. Mike wanted to make our stuff. And I'm not very good at that. I'm not an artsy crafty person. But I was all in and I still am all in. But so the thing is, all of that to say is if you're done.
Baby's taking over?
No. Oh. Then, I mean, we can be done. We can.
Well, no.
But I really think a lot of it has to do with the way you've been feeling.
Yeah, I do
really
too.
Do.
I'm just so burned out, I guess, on stuff. I don't really want to give it up either, but I just haven't been in the mood or even the desire to want to mess with any of it. So, and we've
actually turned down a lot of work.
And it doesn't bother me because normally I'd be like, oh, heck yeah, I want to do it because, I mean, that's how you grow a business. But I just have not had the desire to do it. So, and I don't think I want to give it up either. So I think I need to. I'm sure glad I didn't go off and buy the stuff that I was still on the fence of getting. But I'm glad I didn't do it prior to me getting into this because that was about another $4,000 and stuff by the time it was all said and done. And I can just imagine if I'd have bought that stuff and being in my frame of mind right now, how that'd be setting. Because it'd just be setting, that wouldn't be good. I mean, and what I'm looking to buy is upgrade for what we already have. And I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't, even though I still want it, but maybe you never know. I mean, things change, and this economy that we're in right now is so jacked up. People don't have the money to be buying frivolous stuff, much less buying T-shirts and everything. And, by the time you spend a certain amount of money on product and materials, it's hard to even make anything. I mean, we a lot of times, barely skipped by on some of that stuff. And actually, the last one we didn't make jack. It costed us money on that one, which wasn't our fault. It was kind of one of our suppliers' faults, but it still costed us money on one of the last runs that we did. And it wasn't a lot of money. It was $75, something like that. But that was $75 that come out of our pocket and wasn't brought in off of that sale. So
John said that you didn't see him hiding in the bushes when you were flying the drone.
No, I was too busy making sure I didn't lose that drone. My fear was me sending it off and keeping it in my line of sight, which, my sight ain't all that great anyway, and it could go over the fence and I'd lose it. And then I'd be thinking, okay, where'd it go? And am I going to get it back? Luckily, that thing's got a return to home button. So I can get it back home, or at least I hope I could.
Okay, so Brian is thinking about interviewing me by myself, which is totally fine. And like Mike, we'd even talked about that earlier, that we can do solo or we can do together. We don't have any preferences, and it doesn't bother us if one goes on without us, or we go on together. So that's not a big deal. That's up to whoever. And Piggy, I can see, has a lot of faith in me because he says, howdy at the Vineyard Farmhouse. Careful, I think Pretty would be really good. You might have to be on guard interviewing her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's fun too.
Firecracker.
Yeah, and what's fun is just being able to pop in on, like Elaine, she puts up a link on her live chat sometimes where people could pop in. I probably will start doing that pretty soon. But that's pretty fun to be able to pop into other folks' lives.
Oh, sweet. Piggy says that Aileen is his third. And he said, you know how they say third time's a charm? Well, Aileen was straight up a gift from God. She was literally like an angel sent to save me. That's why I call her my angel. That is very sweet.
Very sweet.
And when I say saved me, I mean that in many ways. Oh, yep. Wow. That is so precious.
Yep. I know Piggy loves Elaine. I love Elaine too. I love Piggy. I love all of y'all. MT Homestead's in the house. But yeah, there's another person right there, MT Homestead, that brings in folks on there. So, this MT, I don't know if I know you probably wasn't in here, but we're talking about moving the Pretty and Pooch lives to Thursday nights, and I'll just do mine over here on Sunday nights. But we're trying to vamp up a legitimate type show for the Pretty and Pooch show. So, and I think Brian's wanting to get Pretty on his show already. So that'll be fun to watch when that happens. But
Linda says that she's only been married once, and that was for 20 years, almost too long. But I was in it because of the Lord. I'm interested to know what that means, Linda. Because you say that it was for 20 years, almost too long, and that you were not in it because of the Lord. That's interesting to me. I'm interested to know what.
I probably know what that means. I was married 23, almost 24 years prior to her. So she's my second marriage, but I have different circumstances to my first wife. But and again, how lucky of a man I am to have been able to have this, to me, perfect woman to be my wife. And thank God, glory be to God as well. So, because that's my Pretty, and ain't no telling what Pooch be doing if it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Sure enough.
Same. Okay, so Brian says September 7th, Pooch and Pretty.
Yeah, if that's what works, that works for us. If you like both of us, Brian, that'd be cool. We learn how to. What y'all getting into, Teddy and Jessica? Simply Jan. Howdy, ma'am. But yeah, maybe they're wanting to do some lives too.
Oh, but that too. Beth said that she's also had 2 bad marriages, but that she knows God put in my life the one I have now. Isn't it crazy how when you, I don't know, I guess, well, I'll speak for myself, but I'm sure you guys can relate, how when you go after, and it's not a bad thing, I don't want to say it's a bad thing to go after some of the things that you want, but for me, going after the men that I thought I wanted in my life, that's not a good chase for me. I finally realized after the second that not very good at that. So, and then it was so much easier once I laid it in God's hands and just said, I can't do this. He took over, and there's Mike.
Amen. Yeah, mine wasn't bad. I say it wasn't bad. It was typical marriage. Again, the length of time, but the woman that I was married to first actually saved Pooch from who knows what as well, because he was just, I was on a one-way track, and that wasn't to nowhere pretty much. So yeah, because I was one of those rounders, if y'all know what I mean. A partier, and that was it. That was all I was doing. It was all I was up to, working hard to party. It's pretty much so. And my first probably saved me from who knows what. But again, how lucky I was to become partners with this woman as well. You don't always get them shots. So, and God is in the center of this marriage. So, For sure.
But I learned a lot from my other marriages, so.
Oh yeah, we all do that. And
yeah. A lot of what not to do, and
yeah, a lot of what not to do, and a lot of what to do, and but that's life. That is life. See, if we missing anybody in here, or was everybody? I'm glad to see Simply Jan. That woman's always got a pretty smile on her face too. Garden State Gardeners won seeds.
Says Simply Jen's letting MT Homestead know that you won seeds on Garden State Gardener. What's Garden State Gardener?
Probably another channel. I guess they won something. A lot of people give stuff away, and I probably got some stuff I could give away, but that gets down to, again, trying to get everybody to respond to those giveaways and get them sent off. So I'm sitting here on some stuff still. And I know you're probably wanting to kick me in the backside because I haven't mailed it out yet. And I've told y'all last week that I would get it in the mail. But nope, it's still sitting here.
Give it to me and I'll mail it.
Well, some of it, I need to complete one thing on one of them, but I just need to make the labels, and I will. Maybe make me do it when we're through here. Okay. Let me make the labels and get those things in the mail to you folks. So,
Kickapoo Crafty Cat says first husband was an irresponsible drunk. The second was an angel, but a cheating angel.
Mm-hmm.
And Aileen says, Piggy is my first and only marriage. I was in my 40s when we met and married, and God prepared her for him and him for me. That is so sweet.
That is sweet. I just love Piggy and Elaine, too. Watching their videos and how they do them together, and just Piggy's always working on something, and he's doing it for his love.
That is so sweet.
Yep.
You know what, Piggy? What I love about when Aileen's doing her live is that anytime she welcomes people in, Piggy, you're right there in the background welcoming people in with her. Because once Mike logged in and Aileen said, welcome in Full Blown Country or welcome in Pooch.
Mm-hmm.
In the background, you hear Piggy saying, hey, Pooch. and not just for Mike, but everybody that logs in and is welcomed. It's like an extra little greeting, and it really does make you feel good. TNJ Homestead says, me and Teddy been married for 3 years and still going. Very just sweet.
Stay the course. And I know y'all are a couple Christian folks, so you got God on your side too. And John Wiggs says, just let Pretty do it. At least they'll get done, right? I'm like, yep.
That's right. I'll do it. Just got to let me do it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, here lately. That's not a good thing either. Especially when I promise some stuff out to people and it's ready to go and it's just sitting here. That's not right.
That's not right.
I need my tail thrashed, probably.
Yeah. You let me do it if just let me do it. Piggy says, I'm like my dad was. Love a great back scratch. Aileen used to always scratch her mom's back. And Aileen knows how to do a good back scratching better than... Calling out Pooch.
Calling out Pooch.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. Just call me out. Okay, but anyway, yeah, that's my thing. Need to get my act together and mail that stuff off. And hopefully, I've noticed the weather is starting to change, so hopefully next week things will be cooling down. Because I got some projects that I hadn't even done out here as well. And one of them's fencing. I've got all the stuff that I went and bought, but then it got so freaking hot you couldn't even go outside. So
yeah. It's been very hot.
It's been hot. And then the week that I was off on PTO, or I thought that's when the old HBP, high blood pressure kicked in. It's probably a good thing because if I'd have got outside and started working, I usually just stay hard at it until I'd have probably passed out more than likely. And nobody would have known until baby come home and seen my freaking body laying out there all bloated and stuff. Who knows? But But it was good timing, that's for sure.
That's good.
Days are getting shorter, brother. Yes, they are. Good thing is I'm in a hurry, but I'm not in a hurry. But it's some hard work digging rock out here, let me tell you.
You know, I am so excited about my radio show tomorrow evening.
Is it happening? The guy coming on tomorrow?
Yeah, there's a guy named Mason Vasquez. He goes by his Facebook page is Mason Vargas, but this gentleman's coming on. He was in the he was a Marine, so I don't know. Anyway, it's his personal story, so whatever. But he is a Marine, and he before he became a Marine, he was always bullied in school. Bullied in middle school, bullied in high school. Then he went into the Marines, and he was bullied in the Marines, and not just by, well, mostly by the leaders. And so to him, leadership and being a strong, good leader is someone that is just that, a strong, good, disciplined leader, but not one that bullies, you know. And so he's coming on tomorrow night on my show, my radio show, No Judgment Here. And he's going to explain how being in the military and in the Marines, how he was bullied and he learned how to be that way. So then he became the bully and started bullying people, and threw his weight around there. And then how he became suicidal in the Marines. He was discharged, and then he found God. So, but he's got his name is Mason Vargas. He's coming on, and again tomorrow night at 7 on my radio show to tell all about that. And I'm so looking forward to hearing his story. Linda and Chuck.
Linda and Chuck. Howdy, folks. Welcome in.
So if you get a chance, tune into that. He's got a great story. What? Pooch and Piggy on a 2-man auger will dig them holes. I can supervise all right.
Well, I've got a gas-powered auger out there, and it's a 1-man. But even a 2-man auger, I don't even think a skid steer auger would do me any good out here on this rock, John. For dang sure. I've even got a gas-powered post driver. I still have to get the rock bar out. You know what I've wound up doing, especially for T-post? I went and bought a hammer drill, a big 18 amp hammer drill with a 1.5-inch bit, and I'm pre-drilling the holes and then using that gas-powered driver, T-post driver, to drive them.
That's a good idea, Aileen. Aileen said she'll cook while I supervise you and Piggy. That's a good idea. And yeah, Piggy, I know.
Yep, Piggy was a Marine.
I can understand. Gosh, you know, I know a lot of people that are Marines, but he is a warrior. And now he's a warrior in Christ. He's just got a lot of story. That it'd probably make more sense once he hops on and once you listen. But, and again, I don't know if he was discharged or if he made it through his service time. I honestly, I can't remember because I've interviewed two gentlemen.
I think he did his tour, did his time.
But this guy's name is Mason. And the guy that's coming on, who's now 102 days sober, which is amazing, he'll be coming on again, hopefully next Monday, if not the Monday after. But anyway, So, and you guys, I mean, like I said, any of you guys that want to join me live on the radio, I mean, it's different from YouTube. We're actually having a real conversation over the radio. It goes out as a podcast. It goes to YouTube, and your story is shared through many platforms.
It's actually live on Facebook video.
Yeah.
So it's streamed live on Facebook as well. where your comments can actually get in there and they could be addressed within the show, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about doing, I don't know. I don't know if Facebook and YouTube live streaming is all the same. I don't think so. I think it's a bigger deal here, but.
Brian said maybe you should try a jackhammer. It's probably what you would need. This ground is so. I've never seen. I really haven't seen a ground as hard as ours.
It's just raw. We're out here on a like a plateau, and it's just limestone and shale out here. So, what's your Facebook page, Tish? Tish Ross?
Yeah, my personal Facebook page is Tish Ross. And you can, and I share the live. You can also go to Joco Community Radio Facebook page, and you can like Joco Community Radio Facebook page. And my show, No Judgment Here, airs on their radio station on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. But you can also find it on my Facebook page under Tish Ross too. So.
Mm-hmm. But yes, this ground is something else. Jackhammer comes in with his bike attachment. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, except because when I want to set my pipe post, that's going to be rough. And I've dug some of the posts I've already set with the good old rock bar and the manual post hole diggers. I think actually one of my videos, I broke a set of post hole diggers. So it's kind of hard to break a rock bar, but yeah, that's some tough digging out here for sure.
Keep on.
It's Littles.
It's my daughter.
Oh yeah, Littles is calling, so she's gonna take it, make sure Littles is okay. But anyway, yeah, check out her radio show too if y'all get a chance and get to watch that.
On our Facebook Live.
She usually has some pretty good folks on there, and they come from any kind of background as well. That story could be anything. I think she's had bullying in school, of course, abuse, substance abuse, different marriages, rough marriages, you name it. She's had them on that show. And the name of her show, No Judgment Here, is just that. That's kind of the way we are. We don't cast no judgment on nobody. So, but and she just loves to know, and not necessarily being intrusive on nobody or nothing.
Oh, no. The platform is used for people to help others.
Yes, that's what it's about.
I've had people ask to come on my show so that they can share their journey with others, because they know that my platform is for those that want to come on and share their story, their testimony, their failures, their successes, so that other people will know that they're not alone, and also to give other people hope. So I've been a radio show host now for 2 years, a little more than 2 years. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
And
this woman come out of her shell too, probably 2 or 3 years. She never really was in a shell, but to go public like she's done, because she's always had the heart to help others and to be that person to truly show that she actually cares and wants to hear the story or the struggles that you may, and just to be that ear and that shoulder.
Yeah. And it's just really weird how the whole thing happened. But again, that's another show. I mean, I had my own podcast, and learn from the life that they have walked through their own life. But yes, Linda, that is exactly why. There have been people come on and share some of the most extraordinary stories. I mean, they've all been extraordinary to me. And I have had a woman come on. She was a young lady. She was sex trafficked. She was abducted from her home right there here in Fort Worth. And she escaped, and she shares this on the radio. She was actually my very first radio show. One of the things that she shared is that when she was abducted, there was another girl whom was also being sex trafficked, and she said, she shared one thing, that the girl that she was with, their family will never find her. They'll never find her, which is very frightening, especially in the world that we live in, that she witnessed something like that. She escaped. I'll tell y'all, and this is what's like why I love doing my show. She was abducted, and the sex traffickers, told her that if she made any kind of movement or gestures that she needed help or had been abducted or whatnot, then they would kill her. And so they took her to Whataburger, and she said that she tried to make eye contact with the cashier, but she knew that her life was on the line. So they sat down, they ate, all the stuff. So anyway, they go, and she's with them when they abduct. Obviously, she was tied up and gagged and all that when they abducted this other young lady that was sex trafficked with her. And the young lady, I almost said her name. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I didn't. But the young lady that was on my radio show, she said that they took the other girl, and she's no longer here. And they told her that her family will never find her. The way that this one girl escaped, she was in a dog cage in a truck, the back of a trucker's truck. And she was in a dog cage, and he was driving here in Fort Worth on the highway. He pulled off on the highway to stop and get something to eat. And when he pulled off on the highway, he got out, and she could hear his footsteps. And when she could no longer hear her footsteps, then she knew then that he had already gone into the restaurant. And the good thing is that he forgot to latch the dog cage that he put her in. And so she was able to quickly unlatch the door. She hopped out, and she said that she ran as fast as she could. She didn't know where she was running to, but she ran. And she's one of the few sex traffickers that survived. It's just so worse. It's prevalent now. It's just all over the place. But anyway, that's kind of how my story is, or my show is. People come on and share their stories and how they're survivors or how they're still struggling. And it doesn't have to be a success story. It can be someone who's on the journey to trying to find success. Simply Jan, my daughter was kidnapped by 3 illegals, and she was able to jump out of the car as it was going 60 miles per hour. Wow. Oh my goodness.
And I'll tell you that she's had some really harrowing, amazing stories of some different folks. Yes. Just stuff that is not made up. I mean, you think, good Lord, some of the. But I know we all have gone and go through different things. But I just wonder at some of the stories that some of these folks that come on and share, and just think what kind of courage it takes for them to even talk about it or relive it, for that matter. Because it is sad. It is really sad to know that another human goes through some of these things. Yeah. And it's just, you thinking, really, this is in the world? What in the world is wrong with people?
And not all of my shows are on YouTube, because they just started doing that. Most of my shows, if you go to the Joco Community Radio Facebook page, they're all there. Wow, Simply Jan, thank God, yes. She was able to get out of that. I mean, I had a lady that was homeless. She was homeless, and she was on drugs. She was sold by her own mom to do sexual acts with other druggies in order for her to make money for her mom to purchase drugs. and she now
amazing.
Oh my gosh, she's the most amazing young lady ever. Her name is Christy Woods, and she was on my show, and
she doesn't mind her name being spoken.
Yeah, she doesn't. She now she is a what would you call a warrior for the homeless?
Yeah, she does a lot for the homeless community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does. She raised thousands of sleeping bags for the homeless
socks,
for the winter,
coats,
socks. Yeah,
just you name it, she does it.
Yeah, so it is incredible. It is incredible, and I see that a lot of you guys also have some incredible stories, mm-hmm. and I don't want to push anybody to or make anybody feel like you would ever have to come on, but the opportunity is there. I had a married couple come on whose husband was an alcoholic, and how he shared what his and why he was addicted, and then his wife who stood by his side, her point of view, how she got through being with an alcoholic. So it's a great platform, and I'm blessed to have as many people that I've had on.
Oh man, yeah, and just even the youth. Some of the, youth are a lot smarter than what they're given credit for. I mean, I've seen and heard some young men, young women, barely out of their teens, and to know what they have gone through and to have the spirit that they have now, and just the wisdom and the intelligence or the strength to pull themselves out of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is just unreal. And
very inspirational.
Very inspirational for some of these young, because it's brought up in a drug addiction home where the parents didn't give one iota about it was all about drugs. And just to think, good Lord, and it'd make you stop and be grateful for what you have and the way you were brought up. Mm-hmm. At least maybe some of us, because I was raised in a good home, and I'm just thankful that I didn't go through some of what these young kids now go through. Mm-hmm. It may not have been as prevalent back when we were younger, but in the times and how they've progressed and where we are today, good Lord, man, it's crazy to think, these poor kids.
And I do have some feel-good shows. Mm-hmm. I had a show with some kiddos who my show was called, we were celebrating the young unsung heroes. And so I had some littles come on who, I want to read that up
sorry.
There.
Which one?
This one here, but hold on. But I had some young unsung heroes who just on their own wanted to do things for, some did things for the homeless, some did things for families that were not going to have Christmas. And so we celebrated them, and to have some of the littles come on and share their stories was very uplifting. I'm going to have a Vietnam vet come on soon. I get to pre-interview him Tuesday evening, and I get to hear his story. He's a writer of books, and I chatted with him over the phone, and you're going to love him. He is amazing. So all kinds of feel good, all kinds of stories. Let's see. Piggy says at T&J Homestead, not to be condescending, but I've been dead 3 times and in God's presence each time. I've been called up to God's presence without being dead. I've been shown the secrets to creation, just to name a few things.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time for things to get better for them, I know.
And she even most recent, not too terribly long ago, had some Ukrainian women fresh from Ukraine due to the war that's in our community and at our church come on and talk. And
that was very difficult. Yeah, there's a lady from Ukraine who, I mean, it was like you said, fresh. As soon as the war in Ukraine started, this young lady was doing all that she could to bring awareness and also to help raise money and send items and things. But when she came on to share her story, I mean, I have to dig deep. there's something that's kind of funny that another radio show producer told me that when you feel like you're getting ready to lose it, squeeze your butt cheeks together. And if you're focusing on squeezing your butt cheeks together, you won't cry. And I have to tell you, it works. I mean, I've tried that. I did that several times because I thought, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. You have to kind of disengage from your own emotions in order to get the story out. So that's very difficult because I'm a very emotional person. But
yes,
Kickaboo Crafty
and
Cat.
I am too. So, and I ain't afraid to cry in front of nobody.
Oh, that's true, Kickapoo. She says to all you youngsters, life really was simpler back in the 50s. I would hate to be a kid growing up now.
Ooh-wee, good Lord.
Linda Peterson, PTSD is a word I can say for myself.
Wow. Belt Lou, let's see. Great to see you, full on concept, Jan Holmes. Yes, sir. Thank you, Belt Lou. Glad you made it in here.
Simply Jan says, my ex kidnapped my children when they were 6 and 3. It was 10 years. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
10 years before you saw them again, I hired a private investigator and finally found them. Wow. Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's crazy.
That is hard. I can't even imagine.
That is crazy. You know, you never know some of the stories that we don't know about one another. But thank you for even sharing that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But folks, if any time, feel free to look up us personally on Facebook or the emails on the channel. But Tish, always feel free to reach out. And 9 Acre Family Farms, howdy, glad y'all made it in here. And you know, maybe could work something out if you feel like sharing and talking. Be happy to hear it, happy to talk with you. If you're willing to share, do that. Give you another platform, whatever. Squeeze your butt cheeks. I'm going to have to try.
I can try to cry at a drop of the hat. Seriously, so can I, John.
Same here. Same here. And what's very special about Tish and her family, they are such beautiful people. I mean, her brother, Mondo, just all of them. They're just such caring, loving people. And that's just, I'm blessed to even be a part of that family. But I just love Mondo. And that is a sweet man right there.
He is very sweet, very sweet.
Her younger brother, for sure.
About Luke 29, at this point, I would normally crack a joke about not having much in the way of butt cheeks. Doesn't seem like that.
Full blown country Tish, I will contact you later this week. I have your number.
Awesome. All right, Aileen, I'm looking forward to it. I really am, and
I believe I gave you Tish's number.
You did. You shared both.
Awesome.
Yeah. And my show is not about exploiting people. It's about helping one another, loving one another. And that's, I think we go through what we go through and we get through them. I know for me, I got through it with God. But I think we go through those things so that we can help other people, so we can give other people hope. I know vulnerability is extremely difficult. It's hard to be that way, but I've learned that, they say that God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. And I think that's true. He equips us. We go through what we go through, and it's not for nothing. You make it, and the reason why you do is so that you can share with other people so that they can give them some hope. So that's what my show's about. Simply Jan says, that full-blown country, God used that time to help me get my life together and draw close to him. I learned so much during those years. I was determined to be ready for the day I received my children. Wow, Simply Jan, I would love to hear your story. I have plenty. Kickapoo Crafty. Is Mondo the one that gave you the name Pooch? Yes, he is.
Yep. And it's really, and I'm not one to push religion on nobody either. it's good to see folks, and there's a lot of folks in here that are followers of Christ. So,
and if you're not, that's cool too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's quite all right. So,
we're not the judge and jury.
So. Nope, not at all. And I don't know if Belinda and Chuck are still in here, but I believe he's a pastor as well. I think they're up in Tennessee. Just my foot in my mouth more than there ain't not John Wick. Crack a joke. Hey, jokes are always welcome.
Absolutely.
And John Wiggs can throw some out there.
That was Belt Loop 29.
Mississippi. He's in Mississippi. Chuck. Belinda and Chuck. He is a pastor. And very cool videos with him and his family, especially when they're singing. That's always cool to watch him when he's singing with his kids.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh my gosh. What is the name of his?
Life with Belinda and Chuck.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. That's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
We're in the same world, creators. Do what, babe?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just reading Elaine's. But yeah, we still got a 6. But I just love getting together and being able to speak open and hear everybody else's stories that like to share and chime in. So that's always good. And that's what this is about. To be able to join together, share, encourage one another. That's exactly what this is all about. And I love doing it and love being able to get in, especially with Pretty, because I got somebody here that can watch this better than I can and speak out on it. But
Simply Jan, I'll be in touch.
Is one of victory. Nice. And that's a sweet woman too. All of y'all are sweet, actually. Very sweet. Very sweet folks, and what a pleasure and honor to know you guys. Some of y'all I've met personally and would love to meet all of y'all, but Miss Conway.
That's true.
Yep.
Talking also can give others hope because of God's grace. I was saved from disaster of life. So can others.
And she said she'd be willing to talk with you sometime too.
Okay. Belt Loop 29, and always cool to talk with somebody named Pretty and Pooch. Both are cool names. Thank you.
Thank you, Belt Loop. I know I've joined in one of your lives before, and it's always good to catch in. And I definitely have lost track and not been as active as I was prior, but I'm looking to get back on that again and try to make something of this. That was my goal anyway, and to get big and blown up. If it happens, it happens. But that's just a side byproduct of this for me, and it is fun. It's nice to be on here and to gain acquaintances and know folks and even fellowship with folks, because I know there's one coming up later on, and hopefully we'll all be in on another one at some point in time. Those are fun to meet other creators and whatnot.
JB Conway, that's true. She says nothing is so huge that God will not forgive. And I have to tell you, that was during COVID. I know we only have a couple minutes, but during COVID, when we were all, everything was shut down, everyone has a story. Our lives are a testament to God's grace. That is so true. It's a long story, but I just know that during COVID was a time where it was one-on-one, where I could really sit with myself and with God and just really be still. And it's funny because when Mike said that I finally came out of my shell to, start the podcast and radio show, it was actually during that time that this kind of relates back to your comment, JB, how God can forgive and how he does forgive, and nothing's too big for him to forgive. I had in 1987, I'll try to make this quick because I know we have another show coming on after this. Actually, I'll just wait. We've got 30 seconds, and I don't want to intrude on, who is it, T&J Homestead?
No, they're Thursdays. I don't know if there's another one.
Oh, today's Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
we could go on a little bit.
I'll just tell you real fast. That in 1987, I was not 20 yet. And the drinking age here in Texas had been passed to 19. And I took advantage of that. My father was an alcoholic, and I just learned by watching. He didn't sit and teach me that. Celebrating involved alcohol, but I watched. It's true what they say when they say that children watch and learn. They're watching you all the time, and they're picking up your good and your bad habits. And so I used to watch my dad. Anytime something good happened, a birthday party, an anniversary, a graduation, somebody did something good, alcohol was involved. And but he took it to the extreme, unfortunately. And I love my dad. The disease just robbed us of our relationship with my dad. But anyway, drinking age was 19. I somehow at 19 became a chairside assistant or dental assistant, and was making good money. I hadn't gone to school, but there was an amazing dentist who took me under his wing and said, you can do this. And so I did. I was making good money, bought my first car, and celebrated so hard that I can kind of remember when I crashed my car, but anyway, I was under the influence of alcohol. I was on my way home and fell asleep at the wheel out on the highway. I was going to exit, but I think they said that I overcorrected and ran into the exit sign. Thank God it was just the exit sign and not anybody else. My car rolled across the highway 3 times, and they told my parents they didn't think I was going to survive, that if I did, I would become a vegetable and all that stuff. But all this to say, back to JB's comment, that God does forgive all things, everything, but it wasn't, I held myself hostage, or let the enemy hold me hostage to feeling like after I had 475 stitches in my head. That's why my nose is crooked. That's why I have all these scars here. The back of my head is numb. Every morning when I woke up, I would always think, you are so ugly. You are so ugly. And just felt like that was my punishment for drinking and driving. Like, no one is going to, hi Cindy Brown, hi, no Cindy. One wants to hear you. Nobody wants to listen to you. Nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to look at you. So Mike is right. I did come out of my shell, and it was during the time of COVID when I finally told the Lord, or asked the Lord to forgive me. But I was still feeling like a monster, really, when I look in the mirror. And I was asked to bring my podcasts on the air, and I didn't want to because I was ashamed of the way that I looked. I think it was more that I was ashamed of the reason why I look the way that I look, with a crooked nose, and why I have scars on my forehead, and why I can't feel the back of my head. And so God, during COVID, I just laid this all out and just told God everything. And JB, he did forgive me. And I think he forgave me a long time ago, after the 1,000 times that I've asked him to forgive me. I know he forgave me the first time I asked, but it was really, took some one-on-one time with him to forgive myself. And I think that was the deal. And also to just ask him to break those chains that that the enemy had kept me in. And it was right after that, that I went on, I wasn't a radio show host
Here come
yet,
Pretty.
But I was I went on Facebook Live for the first time, something I'd never done, but I was just so feeling good about being freed that I shared just that little portion of my testimony on Facebook Live. It just so happens, God had a radio show host who said she never watches anybody Facebook Live. I didn't know her. She didn't know me, but she heard that part of the testimony. She Facebook messaged me and asked me if I wanted to come on and be a guest on her radio show. I said yes, which I would have said no had I still been in bondage. I said yes. She had me come on. I started sharing some of my story. During the commercial break, the radio show producer said, John, the radio show producer said, "Oh my gosh, I love your voice. I love your testimony. You should have your own radio show here." And I said, "Oh my goodness, it was just like once I finally, after 30 plus years, almost 40 years, again, and I'm not a religious Bible pusher, or you can believe what you want to believe, but it wasn't until I had a one-on-one with God and told him how I was feeling that as soon as I was released, I went on live. Radio show heard me, went on her radio show. During the commercial break, I'm asked to have my own radio show, and it was just overwhelming. And you're right, Belt Loop 20, God is grace and forgiveness. Is it working, John? And thank you guys. I tell you these things just because that's the reason why I have my show. It's not for sympathy or I'm good, but it is just because God is good. I mean, I don't really have another way to
God is good.
Explain it. So,
and I don't know. I'm just thinking of Elena, and how she's very motivational and a lot of the stuff she does.
Oh, it's because of her too. That's a whole nother.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking of a couple other ladies on here, and I don't know if Elaine could somehow get her link off Facebook. I don't know if Elena has a YouTube, but Elena Rodriguez on Facebook. She is an awesome woman, and she actually did a lot of coaching with Tish, and I think Tish is probably one of her top. Well, would you say top? Not top student or nothing, but.
No, but I was one of her students.
Yeah.
She has a great program.
She has a great program, and it's just, it's a very good thing. And if I can get it for the next time or something to post, but if y'all are on Facebook, you could probably find her off of either my channel or page or Tish's page. And she posts a lot and does a lot of lives, and just an amazing woman in her own right as well. So, but yes. And it's good to see. We had a pretty good group in here tonight and ran over a little bit, which is quite all right. Yes, sir.
You're welcome, John.
And all you folks that have shared. And if any time you feel like sharing, reach out to us. I mean, we could do something and definitely share and speak with you all, bring you up. And
well, I think having like Aileen has those links those invitations to come online.
Well, we can do that. I just haven't done it. We can do it here too.
We need to do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like to be the only one talking.
Yeah.
I would love to hear.
Yeah, we can do that here. I'm going to have to do that and come up on one of our next shows or something. That would be cool. And again, we appreciate all of you folks. For so many reasons, we're ashamed of our testimony. Realize the power it holds would have screamed to the mountaintops. Oh my gosh.
Simply Jan, that is so true. That
Indeed.
Is so true.
Yes, for sure. Let's see. Tish has been posting a lot on my channel. It is great. Good, Linda. I'm glad to hear that. And she does post quite a bit. If you're not friends with her on Facebook, look her up.
Find me.
Tish Ross on Facebook.
Yes, I would love to be friends with you.
Go to my page if you're a friend with me, and just look for my wife because she's in there.
Brian, we love you too, and
yes,
we're
sir.
excited to come on your
September
show.
7th. And But again, we thank y'all.
Good.
And this is
thank you, Belt Loop 29. I mean, there's so much. There's so much. We could tell you all kinds of things, but we'll save that for some other shows.
Yes.
Thank you, John. Good night. Thank you, Belt Loop 20. Thanks everybody for coming on and listening.
Everybody have a good week. Mm-hmm. And this has been enjoyable. And this is pretty much the gear that I think Pretty and Pooch shows will be driven on. So,
and then we're going to invite people in to
yes,
chat with us because I want to see your faces and hear your stories.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. But again, folks, everybody have a good evening. Have a good week. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. And we look forward to seeing y'all again on the next one. Thank you. Everybody needs a friend named Pooch. And everybody needs a friend named Pretty. So, good night, all.
Good night, guys.